Eivor, the time has come. Our time.
Our time for what?
My final glory awaits.
Your final glory. I fear to ask what that means.
Do I not speak plainly? My time in Midgard is done. I wish now to see the hall of my ancestors.
If you wish to die, it will not be by my hand.
I do not speak of death, Eivor. I speak of life. Life and glory everlasting. I know I've been in a fog these last few weeks. I know I speak words you don't fully understand. But I only ask you trust me once more. On my final voyage, back to Norway, to wish my father farewell, and achieve my destiny.
Back to Norway? I need to discuss this with Randvi.
If you must. I will await your answer, down by the docks. Do not keep me waiting.
Good day.
I want to see the Alliance map. It may be time to return to Norway. Sigurd is eager to see his father and beyond that, I do not know.
I have heard ill news about Styrbjorn in the past year. If you go, go with care.
Sigurd.
Shall we then, Eivor? To Norway, and well beyond.
To Norway, then.
Good, good! Lead on!
We should go. Look at him.
Father.
Sigurd? My son, Eivor! By Odin's blessing, come and let me look at you both.
That is far enough.
Blood of Tyr! What happened there? A grievous wound you have. Are you well?
Far better than I look, I assure you.
This calls for a toast. Your journey must have been long and cold. A drink to warm your blood.
We are not here to drink or make merry. Only to look upon the rackets of a once great man.
And then what? Make new war against King Harald? Stake a claim on his crown? Is that your wish? To sow more chaos here?
You're absurd, old man. What could possibly interest me in this frozen backwater?
I heard rumors that England was infested with kings already. I thought maybe you would return here to...
I've cast aside all dreams of kingship, father. A much greater end lies in wait for me. I have returned for one reason only. To say goodbye. And to thank you for your colossal failure.
Failure?
As a father, as a king, as a man. For without it, I would not have discovered my true self.
My failure, as you call it. My oath to King Harald was the only sensible path forward for a man in my situation.
And what have you done with yourself since? Drink heavily and weep for what might have been?
I have worked hard to broker peace across our land. To spread Harald's message of unity.
I heard you sleep beneath Harald's bed. Always at his beck and call. And that he uses your gaping mouth as a chamber pot.
You make light of my service to a great and powerful man. Is that how you treat those who serve you, Sigurd?
You pathetic worm!
Sigurd, this is not why we came.
Plans change.
As do hearts.
Not this one.
And you, Eivor?
You should have told us of your plan to bend the knee to Harald.
And spared me the shame of seeing my father debase himself like a gutted pig.
You are right. I owed you the truth, and for that I am sorry. But I will not apologize for what I did.
Then I have nothing left to say to you.
My son, please!
You have spoken your words, and Sigurd has heard them.
What happened to my son? What turmoil did he see that took his arm and darkened his mood?
He saw his father for what he truly was. A coward who faced his enemies with more honesty than he did his family.
I was a father to you, Eivor.
I have no father.
This sad business is finished. And good riddance. And now we sail for further shores. To my true purpose. To my destiny. To the end of my road.
I will follow you as far as you wish in this world, brother. But if you mean to take us further, I may reconsider.
I do not think you will, Eivor. I think you will marvel at what I have to show you.
Still dwelling on your father.
Not at all. I was only reflecting on my visions, wondering at them. How present they are, like memories of yesterday.
Describe them for me, your visions.
My earliest was of a large door embedded in ice, far north of Herdafylke. The Saga stone embedded at the top of its arch. As the visions grew stronger, the door opened, revealing many things. The life tree Yggdrasil, the golden fields of Valhalla, and the faces of our gods, all of whom called me friend, brother, warrior. I felt at home among them, warmed by their love.
You should know, you are not alone in this. I too have had visions.
Have you? And what did they foretell?
It is hard to say. I've seen Odin leading me into shadows. I've seen spinners weaving wild destinies from pools of blood. I saw the great beast Fenrir, the branches of the world tree, and a man with...
Go on.
Valka warned me of a great betrayal. But what form it takes, I cannot say.
I see.
I hold to my oath, Sigurd. You know that. Betrayal is not in my nature.
Of course not. You are a stalwart as a pillar of stone. Come now. My destiny awaits.
The space above. The Saga stone sat there, did it not?
Long, long ago, yes. Now stand clear. Svachoi nokvat uns membro trurvondi gvorde. Solas vras gnokadide. Unsum huchas reisterae chasaunsi.
How did you do this? Where did you learn these words?
I told you, Eivor. My visions are memories of a life once lived. Come.
Gods. What is this place?
Over here. This blade will lead us onward. Hoerasi.
Sigurd, I don't know what to say. This is all so strange.
Trust this place, Eivor. This old and sacred place.
Where does it lead?
To the Hall of the Slain and the Golden Fields. To Valhalla.
This vessel, was it crafted by dwarves?
It is finely made, that much is true. I doubt Gunnar could hammer a piece any finer.
And this cavern, so deep and humming with magic.
There! The old tree! The tree of life!
What is this?
See how proudly she sits. How beautiful she gleams. Here all the roots of life run together.
The Skalds would cry to behold such a sight.
And there is more to come. I swear by all the names of the Old Father, this is only a taste of what I have in store for you. For my visions go further, to Odin's Great Hall. There. Do you feel that? The sacred energies.
I have never seen something so grand.
This shrine is ours. It will open for us. Watch and see for yourself.
How do you know these things? Was all this in your vision?
All this and more. I'm over here, Eivor. Eivor? Eivor! Yes, it is returning to me now. This ancient shrine is set alight by the sphere of metal. And these shining arms, these branches, they will grant us access to the refuse of the gods, to Valhalla. Are you ready?
What lies beyond all this? Where does this lead?
Take your place at the center there, and you will see. Sigurd!
Hill you give us. A guest has come. What is this place?
you are!
Eildrenger, welcome!
The Havi returns to lead us to victory! Lead us to glory, Havi!
We are proud to serve you, Havi!
Wet my lips with another horn of mead, brother!
Drink for strength!
Eivor, Tyr said you would come. Welcome.
Are you Valka's mother? Svala?
You have a keen eye, Wolf-Kissed.
After all this time, Eivor, we have arrived. Now raise a horn with Freya here and sing a victory song.
Sigurd, what is all this? Your arm has returned, and your vigor as well.
Glory eternal, Eivor. Here we dine in the great hall of the slain, at long last. Oh, I want to scream with joy.
This is all so beautiful. Your visions were... they were real.
The battle horn blows! Come, Tyr!
To the field! Fight with us!
Go, Eivor. Enjoy the fight. You have earned your place here.
The strength I have! This is incredible!
Shit, Zach! On the side!
Hurry! Over here!
Show me what you're made of.
Sigurd! This place is incredible!
Enough with those sword flies! You and I must fight!
The battle we never had!
And hold nothing back, for here we need not fear a thing. Spill the eternal blood of Valhalla!
At last, I share the din of infinite battle with a true... brother!
Worry not, Eivor. For we earn no scars here, only battle wisdom. The day is done.
What just happened?
The Havi returns to lead us to victory! Lead us to glory, Havi!
We are proud to serve you, Havi!
Wet my lips with another horn of mead, brother!
Drink for strength!
Sigurd, your arm has grown back.
It was never gone, Eivor. Not truly. Nothing is permanent here. I told you. Nothing save the courage and reputation of its warriors.
Are we immortal in this place?
Let us discover that together.
A new day.
Already dead! now! Watch my back!
Bit to the marrow's bed.
Again, you've lost your arm.
And again it will return.
Father? Is that you? That cannot have been my father.
The Javi returns to lead us to victory!
Skull!
Take your horn. Join the battle cheer.
Dearest Skald of war and verse, how do you like this frenzy so far?
It is quite something.
Raise your horn, Eivor. What stops you?
My father, Varin. Have you seen him in this hall?
I have not. Should he be here?
No, he died a coward. Yet by Odin's eye, I swear I've seen him.
Cast aside your cares in Valhalla. Let seeking go. We have earned our joy. The journey is complete.
I saw you, Father. Where are you? Show yourself.
Lead us to glory, Javi!
Great warriors! Have you seen Varin? Who? Varin. My Varin? Father! Blast. Where is he?
Next time I lose this fucking arm, I'll beat a man to death with it.
Do you not tire of his injuries?
Never!
Wait. Father?
Eivor, you have a guest.
You should have knocked first.
Nonsense! I brought you someone. Look!
My Eivor! There you are! What a warrior you have made of yourself! I am overfilled with pride. How did you find your way here? You remember our great battle? You remember how we fought, side by side, With your mother and Sigurd and our clans united. We fought, father, but you did not. You died a coward.
Eivor, enjoy this. Your father has returned. Have you lost all your love for life?
That was not my father. That was a lie.
That was not a lie. That was my gift to you. I have power here, and I can do as I please. You wished to see your father, I made it happen. As easy as breathing.
By Odin's laws, my father is not allowed in this place. I do not wish to see him where he should not be.
Your father died doing what he hoped would save you. He died to protect you, and his clan.
No.
This is the end of our road, Eivor. This is Valhalla, the eternal golden field. Now come. Battle beckons.
How is all this possible? How were the slain brought here?
The Valkyries know this. Only them.
No, that cannot be true. None of this feels right.
Do not despair, Eivor. Look. Your friends are here. Everyone you could ever want is here beside you.
No, they are not real. This place is a lie.
This place can be whatever you wish it to be, Eivor.
I do not want it. Not like this.
You would resign yourself to an empty death?
The ecstasy I feel here is an illusion. I would sooner call like a raven than sing a false song.
Illusion or not, here there is no death, no pain, no loss, no betrayal, not like out there.
You want this? To live inside a lie?
I am an old woman with a broken body. What life I had left was brief. So I bid farewell to my dear Volka, and came here.
I wish you well, Swallow. But this is not for me. I must find Sigurd.
You're mine! No, you're dead! Dead! Ah!
We'll try the other way.
The arm! The arm! Always the fucking arm!
Sigurd, this is an illusion. A trick. Leave with me now, and return to England with me. Our people need us.
No, I am no one in that world. I am somebody here. Powerful, capable, a god. Here I may live forever. Here I cannot die.
Cows die. Family die. You must die. The only thing that never dies is the reputation of the one who's died. In here, you have no reputation. But out there, it's not too late. Every day the same empty war, the same hollow victory, spilling blood that tastes of water and smells of grass. You have known real battle, real glory, but this is not it. You know this. I know you do. Brother, it is time to leave.
Am I destined to follow you everywhere? Till the end of my life? All right. We go.
No, you stay. I do not give you leave to go. Why leave this place? A glory you thought so hard to find. Walk with me. I am humbled to walk with you, Eivor. Your reputation is a song warriors will sing forever. You are the wolf-kissed one, who lingered at the edge of death, yet fought back. You spilled the raven wine of battle to paint whole kingdoms red. You have killed kings and crowned them as you desired, bowing to none. You stood tall where your brother stumbled, yet still you came to his aid. You have felled many great foes in your brief time. You have earned your place here, Eivor. Seize it. Stand aside. My people need me. I have given you everything you wanted. Everything you needed. You gave me nothing. It was all me. Yet I cleared your path. I guided your axe. You were a fly buzzing in my ear. How dare you deny me? Everything you believe in stirs before you. Yet you question all. You question the very gods. Fight me! Do not diminish yourself. Your corpse hole is nothing but a dream. A dream? A dream is as real as anything in this world. Do dreams not inspire? Do dreams not make us fearful? Then I am done with dreaming.
Eivor, stand.
Why do you flee from the truth? Come back! not turn away! Take up your axe. Wield like a true warrior. Take up your axe! Coward of cowards! Beggar's bastard! Sigurd, are you with me? Sigurd!
Ah, the Hanged One awakes. Feet upon the ground once more.
Eivor! Be careful!
Basim? What is this?
Come closer, Eivor. Let me get a better look at you.
Leave him be, Basim.
For too long I stared at the sun. It blinded me to the truth. That it was you. It was you I wanted all along.
Did you track us here? Like a cowardly fox concealed in the brush?
You widowed my destiny, wolf-kissed. You broke all my hopes.
He's mad, Eivor. Silence him!
Come, Eivor. Come save your crippled prince of dead ravens.
Oathbreaker! You'll die here!
This brings me no joy, Justice Bringer. You were always so kind, but you chose the wrong side.
I am your prize, Basim. Come.
You are indeed.
Sigurd! Stop this thing! Douse its fire! Sigurd!
Does he still live? He does. But in darkness.
Good. Bastard. For how long had Basim been planning this treachery?
I dare not guess. Gods! Am I to be hounded by a parade of blood-minded traitors the whole of my life? There is no end to this.
You have something you want to say? Then say it.
I need some time to breathe. Let me sit a moment. That man's anger, his rage. It had a familiar sting that I cannot place.
He was raving, Sigurd. Without sense or reason. Paid no mind.
I am not mad, Eivor. These things I see and feel, I know they are true.
I know, brother. Now more than ever. You always spoke true. We should cast our eyes towards home. It is a long journey and I am not well.
Home. Eivor. On our journey here, I had much time to think. On the ecstasies and the agonies of our friendship. I am not the man I was. My time as the Jarl of our clan has run short. You must lead us now.
Do you mean this?
Randvi told me of your bravery, your courage, your wisdom. In my absence, you were a pillar of stone. She admires you.
And I her. But that cannot be the only reason.
When Dag called you out and challenged you to a duel, you let him die with honor, in spite of his betrayal.
He did what he felt was right, and I honored that.
I recall our days in Osenefordshire, our search for the Saga stone. You disagreed with my orders, but you followed them. You questioned my methods, my aims, but you did not disobey. And I remember and admire the way you guided us from Norway to England. You kept my anger in check, my ambitions focused.
It was a trying time.
In all my days away, in my fog of confusion, you have shown great wisdom and strength and leadership. Where you go, Eivor, I will follow. Our clan is yours to lead.
Thank you, brother. I won't let you down.
You have a stormy look.
Years ago, before we left for England, I saw a vision. A vision that foretold the betrayal. That I would betray you. I refused to believe it. I would never do such a thing, I told myself. But in the years since, I have robbed you of your dreams. Of England, of Valhalla. If you feel I have wronged you, brother, I will make it right.
We cannot unweave our fates, Eivor. All is laid before us, from the day we are born. To be angry at this would be like wrestling the ocean. A pointless struggle.
We two ragged ravens. What a saga we have inscribed together.
A tale for the ages.
Steady, Layla.
Were you watching my feed? What the hell was all that?
I think that was the solution to our problem.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
Desmond.
Desmond? What about him?
He was just a bartender before he joined us. Not even a very good one. That's when he learned his real purpose. He was like a... I don't know, like a singularity. You know? A vanishing point. All of human history seemed to converge on him.
In 2012, the sun threw off a mass coronal ejection so large, it should have wrecked all life on Earth.
I remember. I worked at Abstergo then.
It was Desmond who saved us. He knew how to stop it.
Abstergo claimed credit for that. Something about their satellite network.
That's bullshit. It was Desmond. He pulled the switch that saved the world.
But that switch is still on. Still generating a magnetic field. One that's growing stronger every day.
The temple Eivor found. That's where the field originates.
Exactly. And it's been running for 8 years. Getting stronger and stronger. It'll be dangerous now. Heat, radiation.
Doesn't matter. We have to fix it. Shut it down.
No. Slow it down. It's still protecting us.
All of this is starting to make sense. Everything I've done, everything I've learned, it led me here to this moment.
You'll need the staff for this one. For protection. Otherwise, you won't make it past the first gate.
Right, of course. Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. I'll pack the van.
And I'll contact our ship. It can be in Boston Harbor by tomorrow night.
It's a long way to Beantown. Hop in.
Sean, I'm here.
Ah, good. Your signal's already a little wobbly. Are you inside?
Not yet, but there's 100 feet of ice above me.
All right, we may lose touch when you push through, so remember what we talked about. Watch your meters carefully, the radiation especially, and keep the staff close.
Got it.
Standing by.
Zawaho en nakwat, unsme borturwan di guarde. Ul solos vras hunakudide. Unzum huraz desderehaz zohumsi. I'm in.
Good. And remember, do not cut the machine off. Just slow it down. The field it generates, but still protect the Earth.
I hear you. The elevator still works.
75,000 years. What's another millennium or two?
It's getting hotter already.
Yes, by our reckoning, it's gonna go up by about 16 degrees Celsius.
How does it draw so much power?
Tectonics is our best theory. The movements of the Earth's crust, the churning lava beneath. Huge source of energy.
That's tech humans should have. Energy, not pieces of Eden.
Well, when all this is over, we can get a startup going, you know? Get a little workspace, buy a van, just the three of us.
Shit, you're breaking up, Sean.
Say that again, please. You're breaking up.
Forget it. I'll call you when I'm topside.
Why don't you try calling us when you're topside? Something like that.
Here we go. It's just like the Animus. It's just like the Animus. This is Eivor's Valhalla. Or a simulation of it. So what am I looking for? Will I know it when I see it? Something feels off. What is this? Are you doing this? Are you pushing this machine to its limit?
So here we went, in fealty to our master.
Who's your master? Is he here?
They flatter me. I am only a guest in their world, a world spun of wishes and hopes.
Basim, you sent the message. You led us to Eivor's grave.
Yes, a hopeful message, was it not?
How? You've been trapped here for a millennium. Eivor put you here.
Indeed, but I'm not alone in this place, not always. I have a friend who helps me. Together, we read the calculations. After we located Eivor's probable resting place, I contacted you. Through the digital lasses that enwebs this earth like a spider's nest. In our day, all the world was connected like this. A superorganism of technology. The staff you carry, the temples you have visited, all of it speaks as one. May I show you something?
I imagine you can do anything you want in this place.
Not as much as you might think. I am tethered to my body in a most uncomfortable way.
But you can slow this machine down. You know how it works.
Yes. We'll do it together. For another catastrophe is near at hand. This node of time has an ugly way of correcting itself. Go ahead.
You're a hard man to trust. You must know that.
You're not obliged to trust me. But this is all I can offer.
God damn it.
Silence, Udur. Verdandi. Skald. Be at ease. Your day of rest has come.
At peace. At
that?
Stop. Wipe everything. Run it again. Layla. Hello.
You know me?
Yes. Through the calculations I read here in the gray. 8 years ago, the odds of your arrival were 15,055,003,276 to 1. As the years passed by, those odds improved, and as of yesterday, near even. It's a pleasure to meet you at last.
Who are you? And what is this?
I am the reader of the calculations. All these, possible futures for you and the world outside. I have spent much of my new life reading these, searching for a way to finish everything we started so long ago. It begins here. You slow down this machine and save the world, from which point all possible futures expand. Millions upon millions of possible roads. But in every one, another catastrophe recurs. The node collapses and the world is wiped out. The human race dwindles and fades. I must keep looking. I must find the solution for you. I must leave you with something.
This node. This is right now where I slow down this machine?
Yes. I start all my calculations from this point. The only thing I know for certain.
That seems limiting.
How do you mean?
What if you went back further, to 2012 when Desmond saved the world?
Desmond?
What if he didn't save the world? What if he walked away and let the world burn? Look at those timelines. Read them instead.
I see. An interesting idea. Fascinating. Billions upon billions of new timelines to explore.
Exactly. These are timelines that never came to pass, but they could have. If Desmond had let the world be destroyed, maybe the humans that survived would have learned something from the disaster. And maybe in one of those timelines they could have found a way to prevent it from happening ever again.
That is brilliant. How did you come to that idea?
If you spend too much time narrowing down what's possible, you may never give another thought to the improbable.
Thank you for your insights, Layla.
It's only the beginning. We have a lot of data to sift through.
Are you staying?
Until we find something useful, I will. I don't want this to happen ever again.
You may not have much time, Layla. The machine is powered down, but the radiation, it will linger for decades. By my calculations, you have 73 seconds before your exposure is lethal.
I'm not worried. I have the Staff of Eden. It heals and protects.
No. You do not.
What? How? Of course.
Of course?
Fuck! Alright. We'll find a solution together. However long it takes. And if that means I can never leave, so be it. I owe this to the people I hurt. The people I love.
Yes. I know the feeling.
Let's get going, huh? A few billion timelines might take a while.
It will. But it will not feel like it. That is what I like about this place.
He's the mad one here.
No, my love. Only we remain.
And Layla.
The air of memories fulfilled her role perfectly. Now then, a new world awaits.
Sean, Bex, I had a choice. And I chose to stay. You'll wonder where I am. You might wonder if I am. I don't know how to answer that. But I'm not afraid. And I'm not alone. We have work to do. Work that may take us days or years. It's impossible to say. But we'll finish it. What I mean is, don't come looking for me. It's too dangerous and too late. Take care of yourself. Take care of the world we still have. And take care of...
You see, she's fine. In a manner of speaking.
A manner of speaking. Jesus, we have to find her.
You heard her. She doesn't want to be rescued.
Bullshit.
In any case, there's nothing left to save. Not after this long.
Because of you. You left her there.
This is all a bit much. I know. I'm in the same situation.
No, you're in a class all your own, man.
We're assassins now, not hidden ones.
From the Arabic, Hashishin.
Ah. And do we have a mentor? Is that still the practice?
We do.
Name?
William Miles.
William Miles. I'd like to meet William Miles. Would you bring him to me?
We can call him. Encrypted line. You can talk to him right now.
No technology. Face to face. A meeting of minds. It's time to take the fight to these Templars, as you call them. I won't go anywhere, my friends. Your Animus is in good hands.
How much do you know?
My dear, we invented such things long before you did. I'll figure it out.
Okay.
It's a nice place to die, Eivor. Not everyone gets to choose. You bested me. I don't know how, but you did. Yet, I'm the one left standing. And now, I can take from you anything I want. Your memories, your skills, your secrets. They're all mine. And when I have them, I will put them to good use. To find my children. And bring my family back together. The healing effect shouldn't take long to kick in. A few days at most. So here we go.
Steady, Eivor.
Eivor, Sigurd,
Toby.
welcome home.
You missed a great feast, it seems.
Eivor! Sit a moment and rest.
Sigurd.
For me.
Gift of the gods, you are back.
Safe and standing tall.
Did you find what you were looking for?
We did. We did. But it was not for us.
What is this?
Eivor's returned! Inside of the hearth, come!
Your secret is no longer safe.
Eivor? Randvi? What is this? Is everything all right?
Our Jarl has returned to lead us forward into an uncertain future. Will you speak to your people?
For love and joy, words can jade. Our souls must sound in a heartful song. And when... You're less mine than I'm yours. And I ask of you only this. Keep me honest in the times to come.
Hearken well in Hall of Kings. On ocean's steed my words gain wings. Odin's mead I forth will bring. For noble deeds thine honor sing. We beat and blaze our trail of red, till Odin gazed upon the dead. The poetry sound the mighty horn. For those who fight, for those who fall. For those who fight and those who fall. May horns resound the mighty horn. For we who fight, for we who fall.
Eivor, before you say more, I must tell you something. Randvi and I have ended our marriage.
I am sorry to hear that.
Do not be. We adore one another dearly, but our marriage was not built on love. We were brought together as an act of peace. I was pledged to her well before I knew her, and though we have tried to settle our differences and find love in our folds, it has not worked out. And so we have dissolved our bond. Yet as a clan, we will grow together.
Then I'm glad for you both, and for the rest of us. This place would not be the same without you two.
Good day.
I want to see the Alliance map. Hamptonshire, the last Saxon stronghold.
And very heavily guarded. King Aelfred is preparing for war. You will meet tremendous resistance.
As will Aelfred. Is Guthrum Jarl there with his army?
He is. He and Ubba have gathered a sizable force and intend on launching an attack on Aelfred soon. If we support their assault, England will fall to us. A pagan land where a multitude of gods may freely roam.
I will go to Hamptonshire and speak with Guthrum. Send word to our allies to gather on the Thames just outside the Shire.
I will. May the gods share in this, our final victory.
What is it?
Eivor, you must not go. You must not. The signs, the portents, they shout and wail. Your leaving will be our doom.
Speak clearly, Volker. What have you seen?
I have thrown the bones. I have stirred the offal of beasts. And in the rising steam, I saw the end of it all. Though this battle you may win, this war you will not. Your foe will be your master. Your hope will be your grief. This is fate. Our fate.
I thank you for this, Volker. But the yarns of fate are too frayed for me to follow now. I owe this fight to my friends and allies, and I will see it through.
Go then, with great care. But know that the home you leave will not be the home to which you return.
Eivor, you come at Guthrum's call. It is good to see you.
And you, Soma. There's an uneasy peace here. Both armies with their hackles up. Was blood spilled?
No. We took Wareham without resistance. These Saxons accompany their lord as we stand beside Guthrum.
So this fort is not the sum of his ambitions. Guthrum's plan is to bring the Saxons to the table.
If he can win the peace without a fight, he will do so.
And how likely is that?
Just now they sit on their thumbs in the church, talking in circles. Come, I will take you to him.
Who is Guthrum meeting here? Is it Aelfred?
That's right. The king of the West Saxons has agreed to negotiate. Seems we have him on the back foot.
Guthrum should be careful. Aelfred speaks with Loki's tongue.
Guthrum is not a babe at teat, Eivor.
Nor is Aelfred. If he has come, it is for his own advantage.
Then give us counsel. Stand by Guthrum, show our strength. The king of Hayseeds will soon be humbled, trust me.
We took this town as if it were a straw hall. Do not challenge me, Elf King.
Your show of swagger and strength has my attention, Guthrum, but we agreed on terms. What more do you want?
The crown of Wessex.
Wessex has a king, and that king has the backing of the Almighty. Yours is a fever dream, Dane.
Guthrum does not negotiate with oathbreakers. Men whose words are only shadows of their thoughts.
Ah, Eivor. Our blunted tool returns, Lord.
I have given you all I care to. A Danegeld to leave Wareham. You swore an oath upon the cross, and that pagan hammer.
And when you scurry back to whatever shit-soaked hovel you crawled from, we will release your men.
Speak again, handmaid, and I will feed your tongue to Eivor's raven.
A fair trade. We already have your cock.
Are we done with this pissing contest? If Guthrum has given you his word, then he will honor it. We will leave this town.
have 1 day. Do not test the king's patience further, or our men will return to Wareham with force.
And if you doubt my conviction, know that the Avon River near Uffentune runs red with the blood of your countrymen. Their commander, what did his men cry as he fell? Ula? Uba? Yes, that was it. Remember, you have taken my silver. In return, I expect your honor. I will await news of your retreat in Chippenham.
Uber dead? It cannot be! Gods, I will tear that Saxon's skin from his bones if this is true!
Aelfred hisses with a snake tongue, but he gains nothing from this lie.
When news of this spreads through the camp, no Saxon will survive the day.
You swore upon the cross.
Oh, I have no intention of cowing to that milk sack. Now more than ever, I will take his throne and his head!
In Winchester, Aelfred used me as a tool and cast me aside. So let the betrayer be betrayed. We'll burn this village to the ground. After that, we take care of Aelfred.
We can rest here a moment. Now, tell me what you know of that breaker of rings. Weak and wretched troll.
Aelfred is a wily fox. He appears frail, but draws upon an inner strength. He will not be easy to oust.
Fury will fuel my army and my claim.
It will not be enough. You must find a weakness.
Yes, that is why I called you here. Do you balk at the opportunity to bury the Saxon king?
I must first hear a plan to balk at.
Aelfred spoke of Chippenham, a squat hovel of sheep and peasants.
So why does he go there, and not to Winchester? Your scouts must know, they're the best in England.
A holiday feast, their Saxon Christ Mass. Aelfred will warm his heels by the fire, while Uba lies cold in an English field.
I've called upon my allies to join us in this fight, but I must know where to send them. Is Chippenham our final prize?
It is. But I will need my men for the coming fight as well. The hostages Aelfred took. If there is a chance to save them.
We will not lose more friends today. Where are they held?
A place further ahead through this forest. They call it Hampton Blockade.
Soma, ride north to the Thames and lead my allies south. They should be gathered by now.
I will.
Gather on the river passing Chippenham. The rest of you set up camp there. I called you Raven Feeder once. At Porchester, you were as hot-headed as Thor. You have become a true leader, Eivor.
There's much to come, Guthrum, before we can rest with mead in our hands and songs in our ears. You should join your people at the camp. Even a surprise takes preparation.
Your bravery, your leadership, Eivor. You wear it well. You have grown much since last we spoke.
You judged me fairly, Guthrum. Harsh though your words were. But I do not make the same mistake twice.
How is your brother, Sigurd?
He lives, a changed man. But he is free of full case torment. That at least was a deed well done.
Will this all be worth it in the end? Everything we have done? Everything we have sacrificed to win this land? Sometimes I dream of soothed black furrowed earth. And blood seeping from seedlings, poisoning our future.
We must believe our way of life will survive. Our fates are woven, but our deeds forge our destiny.
And so to our final battle. We will wait for you at the camp. Eivor, you made it unscathed.
They came from all over England.
I never thought it possible, Eivor, that you would rally Saxons and Norse under your black-feathered banner.
They see the tyranny of this elf king. He would crush them all under heel and plug their hearts with his god.
So what is the plan, Eivor?
When is their feast day?
A few nights from now, but their revelry has already begun. We should attack now.
That is unwise. Soldiers pace the paths of the village.
Then the night of the feast, under cover of darkness. That is when we will strike.
Uba will not have died in vain.
We await your instructions, Eivor.
I will greet my...
Good. Come find us again. All is ready, and your allies have arrived. Speak to them if you like.
Gidrich. After Rochester, I was not sure you would come again.
I've chosen my side. It would sooner bet a hog than allow Aelfred to pillage the land of love.
Guthrum will trample Aelfred's ambitions like weeds in the dirt. Mercia might rise further yet.
Perhaps I shall one day sit upon the throne of all England. King Gidrich the drunken ass.
I'll raise a cup to that.
Look, you Saxon bedwetters. Here is a real warrior.
Billy, what tales are you weaving for these serf-downed Saxons? Do not make me regret supporting your Jarldom.
Eivor, you know I will take your childhood scrapes and secrets to the pyre.
Good. I would hate for something to happen to you in the coming fight.
Ha! Such fiendish ribaldry between you two. You laugh in the face of fear, tweak old man Death's beard.
I will do my mother and my lord proud today, Eivor. The Lord knows, I have not been the best of sons.
Good to see your spirits high. Fight well, my friends, and we'll feast together in victory.
You soft-cheeked Anglo boys. Have you brought your mothers with you?
My mother...
Tefter, it is good to see you.
I gave you my word. Besides, Alfred's faith is strict and he has no love for pagans.
You have changed much from that god-whipped boy. That is good to see.
And you taught me a lot, Eivor. Our time together was... well, it taught me much.
I'm glad, Tefter.
In fact, I composed a poem for the occasion. Would you like to hear it?
Later, Tefter. I have many allies to greet before the battle. Stay safe and well until then.
My mother is worth 10 of your men.
There you are, Raven.
Lufina, pure. It warms my heart to see you well.
Well as ever. Better since we skinned those Order rats.
I hunted down more in Winchester on Aelfred's behalf. Now we come to take his kingdom.
How quickly a coin can flip when tossed from hand to hand. Only a fool is a betting man.
Aye, Hjor. Aelfred thought to use me, but he will find differently at Chippenham.
We owe Eivor a lot, my love.
I have seen those strong Saxon hens clucking round the...
Eivor! It's good to see you.
Erke and Stowe. I released you from your debt, and yet you came.
London is quiet enough, and Stowe here felt the sharp stab of conscience.
Could not let you down, Eivor. That's not what an honorable man does. So here I am, despite my reservations.
And you, Broder. I did not think you would be here either.
I have seen to my brother, sent him to Valhalla with grave goods. I am done with sorrow, Eivor. Now I am bloody angry.
I do not doubt it. I have seen those...
Ah, Finir. You have come far at my call, old friend.
I've done all I can to help King Oswald find his feet. I leave East Anglia in good hands.
You do not plan to return, then?
No. When I heard of a mighty warrior in the west, who brings terror to the Saxons, I came to join you, if you'll have me.
Once we have seen to Aelfred, we will raise a horn. Not as allies, but as companions.
If drinking and feasting be in my future, I will follow you to hell.
I do not doubt it. I have seen those strong Saxons.
Deolav, you have come again at my call.
I have. But this does not sit well with me, Eivor. This is a Christian feast, and the people here are not soldiers.
I come only for Aelfred.
Innocents will die for your ambitions. I am your ally now, but after this, I must turn back to Mercia. I have much to repent.
So long as I do not lose your friendship, your oath will be fulfilled.
I do not doubt it. I have seen those strong Saxon hens clucking round the hearth as you farmers...
The last
paved
vestige.
your-
Eivor, you made it unscathed.
Let us speak of... Let us plan our approach. But whatever happens, Aelfred is mine.
They are not expecting us. We should not meet much resistance on the way.
Then quietly through the fields. It will already be too late once they see us.
Your young Saxons can be our eyes to the west. Better to keep their soft hands away from the conflict.
My scouts reported that a few nobles have arrived for the festivities already.
Good. If we capture the Thanes, there will be no danger when I confront Aelfred.
And we could persuade them to support a new king of Wessex. I will subdue the lords.
Take Deolaf and Tefta with you. They could prove useful in convincing the Thanes. Rhoda, take Edki and Stowe and capture the garrison. Make quick work of any Saxons that dare cross into the village.
Gladly, Eivor.
We each know our parts. May they blunt their swords against our might. Tonight, Wessex's last resistance will crumble.
I follow you, Eivor.
And I.
Be ravening wolves and croaking ravens. Stand firm, your axe arms strong, and together, we will win this final battle. And remember, Aelfred is mine. Soma, with me. Everyone else, go quickly to the village. Advance! Be on the lookout for any stray guards. Lufina, Kjor, keep a strong flank. Aelfred! Face me, and I will spare the last of Wessex my torch!
Did you think my king would turn his back on you, Eivor? When your knife is smeared with the blood of Wareham?
Stand aside, Goodwin. I come for Aelfred.
Aelfred is long gone. And this good Christian feast, a cup of honey wine, to trap some wasps.
Where is he?
Calling his allies to his side. All those who wish to see Wessex under one god. You cannot win England with your sorry crew of deluded farmers and godless fools.
At least I wouldn't leave them to die as I scurried through the corn husks like a rat.
You have no understanding of duty, the loyalty I freely give. His plan for England, for the world, is worth the cost of my life.
Then sing your tuneless hymns.
Come, Raven Feeder, do your worst.
You are beaten, Goodwin.
Beaten? No, not so. By my death, my lord may live.
Aelfred used you, fool. He threw you in my path. For what? He only delays what is inevitable.
Kill me then. It makes no odds. For here you stand, bloody and breathless, no closer to my king, no closer to his throne. This island will never be your home, Eivor. You will not subdue her with vicious force, or win her with cocksure words. We Saxons will always stand firm, shoulder by shoulder against thieves and tyrants, whose envious eyes fall upon England.
No, I will use you as you used me. A few hours in the company of my men, and you will lead us to your Sparrow King.
That I cannot allow.
Men of Wessex! They came from every house and hovel!
Hunwald! Come, get up! This is no time for weep wailing!
I cannot. And there is a blackness closing in around my eyes. It frightens.
Hunwald, listen to me. You survived the Battle of Bottleston. Do not let this scratch best you now.
I'm so cold. Has winter come so soon?
You will warm yourself with mead and dancing yet, my friend.
Perhaps not, Eivor. It may be I will sit beside my father soon. Will he be proud of me?
He will pull you to his breast, sob bright words of welcome, and until you no man ever had a worthier son.
I am glad to have known you, Eivor. My truest.
They are routed! The city is ours! Wessex will follow!
Good from Jarl. We are not without losses. Some of them grave.
Their king is fled! His patsy struck down! Defeat rings loud in their ears, and I will be their lord before the spring is here!
Guthrum, hear me! Soma is... she's gone.
Soma? Dead? She has gone to the endless feast, and is the better for it.
I must speak to those still living. It is done, Brodir. You fought well.
I saw him, Eivor. In my darkest moment, Brodir stood beside me. And all was as it used to be. And then the battle ended. I feel him no longer.
There will be other battles.
Aye. And there you'll find me, Eivor. In amongst the blood and death. Brodir at my shoulder. Until the Valkyries claim me.
You have given me more than I would ever have asked for. How will I repay it?
Keep him in your thoughts. For when a man is mourned, his deeds cheered and his songs sung, he cannot die.
Lufina. Gods, I did not know. Is he?
Hush. What good can words do, Eivor? Keep to silence. He is gone. For what days I was given to spend with you. For each breath that carried your sweet whispers. I give thanks. No more. Your fingers in my hair. No more your arms around my waist. The days will be cold hereafter. All color dimmed. Goodbye, my only.
Your first battle, Elrich. You fought well and with honor.
Is this the glory you deign seek? You can keep it. I saw Hunwald die. The light dim in his eyes. That could have been me.
You will never be the same. But you will be stronger for it.
I have wasted so much time in pouting like a child. No more, Eivor. No more.
Do you think there will come a day when winning will not be enough?
Well, you can always fight with me if you want to taste crushing and loin-soiling defeat.
My very presence would make that impossible.
Enjoy this victory, Eivor, wherever it brings you. Only a coward thinks he'll live forever.
My thanks, though. You came to my aid when you were free to turn away.
And still it breaks my heart to look upon what we've done today. Was it the right choice? I do not know. But it is done now.
If Aelfred had his way, there would never be friendship between Norse and Saxon. You fought for peace. Be proud of that.
I wish I could. And in time, perhaps I will.
Erke, you wear a furrowed brow.
Stowe is taking matters hard. You know how sensitive he is.
A man of faith and stout morals. Small wonder he is tormented.
His support for you has taxed him hard. I will take him back to London. Maybe he will...
You are his comfort, Erke.
My heart is heavy.
Many fought for us and died. They deserve peace.
Are you ready to honor them?
Yes. There's nothing more to say.
Time to send our friends to their great reward. Will you do the honors?
Nothing awaits them. They lived, they died, and now their bodies will burn to cinders. Their saga ends here.
Well, do not share that with them.
Victory is ours. But it came at a great cost. Soma Jarlskona, who stood at Guthrum's right hand. She will live on in our memories, from now to the end of days. And to Hjor, warrior, husband, and a friend, he made the ultimate sacrifice. I here repay it. And to Hunwald, whose kind heart has now led him to his father's side. May his God welcome him with open arms. Let us send them on their way. All our beloved dead, our fallen warriors, and speed them to their end. Guthrum.
When the Reeve died, did he take comfort in knowing he would soon see his god?
He was strangely peaceful in the end, as if death meant nothing.
We stumble through our years, ravenous, grasping, spilling blood, stealing gold, and it is never enough. This life is never enough. Would it not suit you to know there is something beyond all this? Not war and valor, but quiet and peace.
I think the afterlife men hope for is only a reflection of their regret in this life. All I wish for now is to live among the friends I've made. That is what counts.
Aelfred made me swear fealty upon the cross of their god's son. He held such faith in it, a plain, unadorned thing. It burned between my fingers, as if I had pulled it from the fire. A feeling strange and powerful, but gone in an instant. I have not felt its like before.
What will you do now?
Whatever I must do. England is my final home, Eivor. And I will do what it takes to remain.
Eivor?
Swanborough,
No. Gods, no. Don't say it, please, Eivor. Don't say it.
I am sorry.
Oh! My own one. No. My poor swan. Oh, gods.
He fought bravely and turned the tide to secure a victory. Your dear Hunwald died a hero, and will be so remembered.
Oh, gods. I know he would have fainted to hear such praise from your lips. Thank you, Eivor. Thank you.
He walks among warriors now.
Yes. The lucky man. I imagine he does.
I know words are poor salve for a wounded heart. I will leave you to mourn, and know that we are here for you, always, should you need us. Hamptonshire has fallen, and with it the Kingdom of Wessex. But the cost was great. Maybe too great for all we gained.
Rest then. You have earned it.
On the backs of so many. Time will tell if it was worth it. I have the plant you asked for. It took some effort.
Good, good. Thank you, Eivor. Here you are. And be careful. This brew will feel as cold as ice on your lips, yet will burn like a fire in your belly.
Jotunheim. I have not set foot in this realm in some time. I must find the witch Angrboda. She knows all that happens here.
Please enter. Do not trouble to knock or announce yourself.
Angraboda, I have traveled far to find you.
And you are brave to darken my door alone. Where is my lover, the dark fox that slinks between my sheets?
I am not Loki's keeper. I've come to understand Jotunheim magic, your method for moving Hugr from one body to another.
The mead. You seek the mead. Hirokin! You have long outstayed your welcome. Then I will take my leave. But remember what I said, Angrboda. You will see things my way in time.
The mead she spoke of. Where can I find it?
A slip of the tongue. Forget what you heard.
Do not play games with me, witch. You would sell any truth for the right price.
If one had the means to pay it. There is a root called Hag's Claw. It grows at the bottom of a waterfall to the south, at the forest's edge. Bring me 3 roots from the place where the red moss thrives. Then we will speak of the mead.
I will hold you to it. I have done as you asked. Now, where is my wisdom?
Give it a moment to brew. There. An elixir to ready your spirit.
How will this bring me the mead?
It will open your mind to the secrets of the world. While we wait, let us speak of Asgard. How fared your defenses after the last attack?
We have been weakened by treachery. Without time to rebuild, we may not withstand another attack. Wait, I did not mean to say that. I feel strange.
Hag's Claw has a way of untying the tongue. Now, you have said you want the mead, but how badly? How much would you sacrifice to be freed of fate's shackles? Would you give your tongue, your hand, your sight?
I would. I would give all that, and more.
I would like to see that.
Loki, what trickery is this?
I have sapped your strength, Havi. And I will take your life if your answers displease me.
Did you think I would not come for you? After what you did to my son?
Our son. Fenrir. A name I think you have heard before.
Yes. In the final reckoning, the wolf Fenrir will be my doom.
Now you know. Now you can no longer deceive. Tell me, what will you do with him?
I want to kill him. But I cannot. I swore an oath to you, Loki, and I will not break it. I will not take his life. Fenrir will be imprisoned until the day of prophecy, when we will meet upon the field of battle, as we are fated to.
Then we will bind you until that day, as you mean to bind our son.
An eye for an eye.
I see she let you live. You must have done something right.
Let me help you down from there.
No! Wait! No! You could have let me down gently.
That would presume I cared for your comfort.
Then why release me at all?
For the same reason you are in Jotunheim. You seek the mead, and I can help you get it.
I assume there is a price.
I want a small sample for myself. The rest is yours. Fair?
Do I have a choice?
Of course you do not. The mead is kept by Suttungr and his daughter Gunnlóðr in the vault at their home in Utgardr. The vault is opened only on occasion of a great feast, when Suttungr shares the bounty of his cellar.
And it would be a poor host who did not throw a feast for a distinguished visitor. Say, the High One of Asgard.
You are not as ox-witted as I feared.
I know where the mead is now. Why should I honor a bargain?
Because you know nothing of how it works. Now stop wasting time.
I must bring a mighty gift to Suttungr, if I am to earn my welcome.
That idiot drunkard Agir recently lost his cauldron to Suttungr in a wager, but it disappeared on the way to Utgardr.
Suttungr would be grateful indeed if I returned that cauldron to him.
Seek the tree that wears the scars of the world's serpent scales. The cauldron would have passed by there. You might also bring a gift for Gunnlóðr. There are treasures that would flatter her in Thrimmer's house by the lake near Utgardr.
I will bear that in mind.
When you have the mead, join me at the Well of Mimir. There I will show you how to escape your doom at Ragnarok.
Steel and flesh met here, but Jotnar leave no corpses. The ditch was dark so the cart would break a wheel. This was an ambush. Something huge was dragged this way. They turn to earth when they die, back to the tilth they came from. This card bears the sign of Agir. If it was Agir's cauldron they dragged through here, it must be large indeed. The mitten of the great Jotun Skrimir dropped here long ago. Maybe the thieves took their burden inside. Soft moss all around. Hard to imagine this place once fitted a hand.
You are small to my eyes, stranger.
Small in stature, but great in deed. I am the one they call Havi, the High One of Asgard, and I come bearing a great gift.
Your name is known to me, but what could mighty Suttungr want that a little thing like you could provide?
Your great cauldron, stolen by Hymir's sons. Let this offering be a beginning to the end of our hostilities. Such a small thing, yet so much deeper than it seems. Appearances can be deceiving, can they not?
Well spoken, Havi. Our people may be enemies, but you have earned your welcome here. Thralls, an honored guest has come. Prepare a feast!
I hope also to meet your daughter Gunnlóðr. I have heard much of her skill in the mystical arts.
She will be toiling at her work, as ever. But be forewarned, she shuns the company of others.
I could summon her to the feast if you like. We might discuss matters of alchemy on the way.
That would please me. You will find her in her grotto, up the path, within the circle of stones. Have a care, though. You are safe in my presence, but you wander Utgard at your peril.
I will be discreet.
And Havi, be kind. Gunloder is different from you and I.
Gunloder, what is this place?
Some time ago, we made powerful magic here. We sought to see all futures, but every road led to Ragnarok. Father does not visit here anymore. He sees no profit in it. But I am not yet ready to give up. You are Aesir.
I am.
I have seen images of the future, heard the voices of those who will come after us.
Voices from in there?
Yes, I leave them words, little packets of possibility, waiting for unknown ears, many ages hence.
What do these future voices say?
They seek the wisdom of the past. They speak of things to come, but even they cannot turn the tide of Ragnarok.
There is to be a feast in my honor. Your father sent me to fetch you.
No, not yet. Listen. I want you to hear the voices. Are you there, Prophet? Can you hear me? Perhaps another day. Another thread. Come. We must not keep Father waiting.
Who are you?
Havi! Your feast is prepared. I hope it pleases you.
You are generous and hospitable indeed, great Sutungur. None can say otherwise.
And see, your gift stands in pride of place, brimming with freshly fermented mead. Enough for 100 Jotnar and more.
This is an unexpected honor. You have filled it already with mead from your vault, then?
No need. It has filled itself. Such is the magic of the cauldron.
Impressive. But what if it should run out of mead?
Do you hear this? Harvey fears he will drink us dry. My cauldron is deep, but my vault is deeper. Do not worry about my stores of mead. I have plenty to go around.
Father, you know revelry does not suit me. Must I attend this feast? I have work to do.
Your work can wait, my daughter. Take a moment. Enjoy yourself.
Father, we have very little time.
Enjoy yourself. I insist. Harvey, the guests are uneasy. They see an Aesir, but they do not know you. Will you address them?
I'm ready.
Now, we will hear from our honored guest. The Lord of the Aesir has come in peace and brought us a mighty gift. Attend.
I am Havi, dreaded hunter of your kind. 100 Jotnar have I slain.
You tread on dangerous ground, Aesir.
Great Jotnar, I stand here in awe of your might and majesty.
They do not respect weakness. Show some backbone.
I offer a toast to great Sutunga.
They do not love me as much as they love to feast.
Now we will drink deep and eat heartily.
Let the feast begin!
Great Suttungr, your guests thirst for mead, yet the cauldron is dry.
All gone? I never would have thought it possible. Gunnar?
Father?
Open the vault. Instruct the thralls to bring more mead for my guests.
Do they really need more, Father? Several are unconscious already.
Do as I ask, daughter. Give them all they can drink.
As you wish. I will open the vault.
None will say that Suttungr is less than generous.
None will be capable.
Javi, I heard a noise and... What are you doing here?
Fate, Gunlotha. We are helpless to escape it. And we were fated to be here now, together.
You and I? How? It makes no sense.
The Nordnir spin their patterns, and we can only surrender. We are entwined, spun together. There's perfect sense in that.
No, you tease and mock, but I do not believe your lies. Your only desire is the mead. You are a thief and an agent of chaos. I'll see you pay for this deceit. Guards!
The mead. By the strange magic might the Aesir evade our doom. Hyrkin has promised answers at the Well of Mimir.
Harvey!
There! See? The robber caught red-handed.
Betrayer! Deceiver! I treated you as an honored guest, and this is how you repay me?
I saw you at the feast, Loki. Small wonder you disguised yourself after all you have done.
Someone needed to warn my people of the treachery in your heart. Suttungr, show this Aesir how the Jotnar deal with thieves.
Come, embrace your death. What have you done with my daughter?
Be thankful it was me who took your mead and not Loki. What I do for the safety of the Aesir and Vanir.
You will change countless fates, Harvey, but not your own.
We will see. I sorely underestimated the heft of your balls, Oathbreaker. You dare show your face.
Oathbreaker, I did to you what you did to my son. This is only fair.
And Suttungr, what of him?
Don't blame me for your own lack of character. You stole the mead.
For the safety of my people, Loki. For Aesir, for Vanir, for all of Asgard.
But not for Jotnar. Not for me.
You let the Jotnar into Asgard. So many dead, all so you could smuggle in your son.
He was not safe here. They knew what he was and knew what he would become. Just as you do.
I swore to you I would not harm him. That is the truth.
That is the truth now. But how it will gnaw at you, knowing that to kill my son will undo your doom. Release him, Harvey. Release Fenrir, or I swear, I will kill you, here and now.
You are out of favors, trickster, and you are welcome to try. Are you finished?
Curse you, Harvey.
Your own distrust has undone you. Now go, and do not show your face again.
I cannot be other than who I am. All this was fated. All this will happen again.
But you will not be here to see it.
Do not be so sure of that. The game is not over. The game is never over!
The probabilities lead us here. The calculations give us hope.
Speaking with someone?
Do you have the mead?
I do. Must I drink it now?
Not yet. For once you drink, your Hugur will take flight and be ever fixed. Drink only when the hour of your death approaches.
Then why are we here?
When Ragnarok has come and gone, this place will remain. Remain and remember.
Wise Mimir, keeper of the well, give me your counsel.
You who seek immortality may find it within these waters. But there is a price.
As always.
The mead is not magic alone. It requires the sacred waters of Mimir's well to ferment into its final state.
Before you take these waters, you must infuse them with the blood of the ASUS. To remember you, it must know you. Surrender a part of yourself to the waters that nourish the world tree. Only then will you have that which you desire.
And if I make this sacrifice, what then?
While death and ruin rage all around, the world tree will keep you. Your body will die, but your Hugur will live on here. In time, you will be born anew, into a new world birthed from the ashes of the old.
Do you vouch for this strangeness?
I must believe it, for there is one I love dearly who depends upon it.
And there is no other way?
None.
It seems I have no choice.
You never did. How much would you sacrifice to be freed of fate's shackles? Would you give your tongue, your hand, your sight?
I would give all that and more.
The sacrifice has been made. Whosoever drinks of the mead, the world tree will remember them.
And you? What is your sacrifice?
My liberty. Sutungur and Gunnlóðr will not forgive this trespass. They will hunt me now to the edges of the 9 worlds.
What are they to you?
We ruled together for a time, a noble triad, as father, mother, and the sacred voice. 6 times we tried to blunt the fangs of Ragnarok, and 6 times we failed. The mead was our 7th. But they feared how it might change the humans for the worse, so they locked it away and banished me from Utgardr. By your efforts, you have returned to me what is mine. The ashes of my husband. He made his own sacrifice for knowledge. With a few changes to this mead, I may undo old sorrows.
Do as you will. I've had my fill of this cursed realm.
Right mind, heart's ease. Beloved, I will not fail you again.
Come, settle your mind and tell me what you have seen.
Strange things, Valka. I'm learning much and seeing more than my mind can understand.
Go on.
In Jotunheim, I sought and found a mead of incredible power. It promised me a strange effect. To drink it would deliver me from death, shield me from the destruction of Ragnarok. By this mead, I hope to live beyond my own death, well into the future.
Fascinating. Was that your final vision?
They have not ended, not yet. Something compels me to return to Asgard.
The elixir is ready when you are.
The Nornir told me you'd be here. The cord is forged. Gleipnir, I call it. I'll wager there's a good story behind that wound.
A tale for another time. Thank you for this.
When you bind the beast, spare no loose ends. The cord will stretch or shrink to fit your needs.
How tightly will it hold? The beast may resist.
The more you tighten the cord, the stronger it will hold and the greater it will hurt, till the beast is rooted to the ground.
Thank you, Ivaldi. You may go.
You mean from Asgard, do you not? My debt to you is paid in full?
Yes, as promised.
Thank you, Harvey. I did not expect you to remember.
Where will you go next?
Under the mountains of Svartalfheim. Our mountains. To free the Earth's riches. For this is what I know best.
Harvey, you're a balm to my eyes. What happened to yours?
A sacrifice for something greater. Is the wolf nearby?
Yes, but he's grown. I have kept him company, but he's consumed by a sadness I cannot understand.
Regrettable but necessary. I knew from the start this wolf brought ill tidings.
From the start it was a kind creature. But our mistrust and cruelty have robbed the poor wolf of its sweetness and life.
Would it be a kindness to kill it then?
We are past the time for such mercy. This wolf has power now that would test our strengths combined. I fear he is possessed of a power that renders him ever-living.
Then we will offer him a different fate. This cord is unbreakable. You must convince him to wear it. It will act as a leash, whose magic will signal that he is safely secured. An assurance to the Aesir who fear him. A beacon, that is all. No harm will befall the poor Fenrir.
Fenrir, yes. You know the creature's name. Did Loki tell you?
He did. It is a fine name.
Yes. Dweller of the Fens. An apt name for his current fate. Fenrir! A good word has come!
Leave me.
I wish you well, Great Wolf. But a fear still hangs over Asgard. The Aesir worry.
about your growing size and strength.
Do they now? And what do they have to be afraid of, old friend?
Harvey brings a collar fashioned by the dwarves. A beacon, that we may track from a distance to know where you roam. Wear this, and you may live and thrive in Asgard, without worry.
I smell something sour.
Wear the collar! Or return to Jotunheim. There's no third way.
Son of Loki, have I not treated you with kindness? We are bonded, you and I. And as I trust my king, so you may trust me. Open your mouth. As a pledge of faith, you may take my hand if I am untrue.
Fair.
Be swift, Harvey. Harvey?
Nice.
Unbind him! Harvey! Here you stay, Fen Dweller!
Here you die. Deceiver.
I could not strike the killing blow. All my oaths remain unbroken.
Anyone lesser would have succumbed to his hatred.
If I could have done this any other way.
There was no other way, Harvey. Our fates are fixed.
Fate, I know. You made a great sacrifice on my behalf.
It was not for you.
Do not think your kindness has made you a new friend, Lord of Imbeciles. I will kill you, all of you, gorging on Aesir flesh.
You may strike the final blow, son of Loki, but I will savor my years of freedom before we meet again. Come, old friend. The healing hands of Freya can help you. Have you come to say what I fear?
Not to say, but to show. A vision of the times to come. None living or dead now equal our heavy in arrogance. To believe that you could remake your fate thus.
For all your efforts, for all your struggles, the threads of fate still bind you as tightly as ever.
And yet, from this pattern, a single strand escapes the fray and stubbornly clings to the weave. Aesir, Vanir, your doom will come. The earth will shake, the sun will die. Jötnar will stalk your streets as fire rains upon your heads. And the great wolf Fenrir will feast upon your blood. But you have found a way to live beyond this terror.
Let it flow.
To cheat your death.
From the life tree we go, to the life tree we shall one day return.
Mind and spirit will surge to a time far beyond your own. To a time in which you shall be reborn.
None may follow. Loki least of all. It is done. time to face our end.
Eivor, you have awakened. With more to share, I hope.
I returned to Asgard.
And what did you see?
I bound the wolf Fenrir, Loki's son, with an unbreakable cord. The beast was enraged by my actions. We fought and I prevailed, but I could not kill the beast.
You visit lore and legend. Things I would never have imagined to be real. Parables, yet here you live them as memories.
Every moment there was as tactile and as vital as you and I seated in this hut.
This is wonderful. Was there more?
There was a betrayal. I betrayed my friend Tyr. I stood by as the great wolf mauled him, tearing his arm off at the joint. I could have said something to prevent it, given him a warning. But I did nothing.
How did it feel?
I was unmoved by his pain. Not hateful, but I did not regret my indifference. A swig of poison that drinks like wine.
Selfishness unmeasured often feels this way. What else did you see?
I witnessed a final vision from the Nornir, the coming of Ragnarok. All was fire and ash, a chaos like a foul wind from the depths of Ginnungagap. But we were ready for the coming storm. 8 of us, we drank the mead, then stood and marched to our doom. And that was the end of the Nornir's prophecy.
How curious. Was there more?
I can make sense of no more.
I see. The thrust of these visions seem clear to me. As in your first reverie, a fear of betrayal hangs upon you. Odin has seen fit to gift you with his infinite knowledge and the treasure of his experience. Perhaps his tale is a warning. The indifference he felt is a great pity. See that you do not follow this same road. To do so would risk a loneliness, a personal exile, worse than death.
I understand. Or I hope I do. Thank you, Valka.
Between you and me, Eivor, always thought you'd be a good Jarl.
About you and Bridget, when do you wish to be wed?
The sooner I can make her my wife, the happier I will be, but we are fine to wait until everything has settled here.
Enough waiting. Cool your forge and cover your anvil. Let's get you married.
Wonderful. Shall we gather everyone?
Gather your wife and your courage. I will bring the people together. I am honored to stand before you, Gunnar, Bridget, on this bountiful day, to celebrate the strength of your bond and to see you wed. I am in witness of a love that inspires and empowers. I invite you now to speak your vows.
To you, my darling Bridget, I offer this blade, forged in flames that burn as brightly as my heart does for you. A blade as sharp as your wit, as glinting as your beauty. May it sing through the air as sweetly as your voice meets my ears.
Dio, sé du carit si Gunnar. Du never am luckiest would be the door hit to Tiang Harriet.
and I you. I give you my sword and my promise that I will stand at your side forever.
Hyd fi di breuddwydio am future yn hun, a di so tawalwch in hope a premonition. Ond dim mount o sgraen a foresight paratoi fi a sweeping adventure meeting ti. Tiw'r enaid fel dim arall, a dyn as strong a bwrdd y ci, ac fel as I ffies, mae'r calon yn hedfan gyda ti.
Such poetry, oh dear. You make me cry, my love.
Let us hedfan efo'n gilydd, trwy bywyd and beyond.
I offer you this ring, and take yours in kind. I will wear it with pride and honor, warmed by the love of so perfect a lady.
And I gwisgo fe fel calon, adoration a ffydd and byth.
This is the greatest day of my life. Embrace me, my love.
With our couple now bonded in matrimony, now we drink. Randvi, saw you looking a little lonely. Thought I might come and join you.
How nice. Are you enjoying yourself?
I am. I never thought I would see gruff old Gunnar so enraptured by a woman.
Enraptured by anything, for that matter. He's a hard one to read, but I am pleased for him, and for this day of rest and respite. After everything, a few days of feasting will do the people some good. They need this.
They do.
Will you walk with me?
Anywhere. Lead on.
Something has been on my mind for some time. I am no seer, but I foresaw this day long ago. Not Gunnar's marriage, but our situation. Our success.
How do you mean our success?
I mean to say that I saw our settlement flourishing, through our victories in war and in diplomacy. And from the day we set out from Norway, I knew that you would make a fitter leader than Sigurd. It was never in his character to lead. It was always within yours.
I see.
Do you?
You might have warned me.
You would not have listened.
Fair.
I do hope you see it now, in all that you have done for us.
Randvi, you and the people here have done more for me than I could ever repay. I am honored by your faith in me, and your confidence.
As I am honored by your friendship.
And I by yours.
Eivor, I want you to know that Sigurd and I are... We are severing the bonds of our marriage. We share a love that is steadfast, and I have faith it will forever be so. But it is not the love of a wife and her husband. It was not an easy decision. But after we talked with honesty, we embraced more warmly than we have in a great while. I think we will be happy.
I hope so. And I am pleased for you.
I am pleased for myself. Sigurd's desires are bigger than any man or woman can offer. He longs for something more.
And what about you? What are you looking for?
I have all I need right here. With you. With our people.
I want to say, Randvi, I love you, and I have for some time. I did not pursue it, not wanting to betray my brother's trust. But that does not mean I did not desire it. Does that surprise you?
Gods, I worried you saw me as a woman starved for the affection of her husband. That it was loneliness driving me. But it was you, Eivor. Only you. Everything you are, everything you will become.
Randvi, without you, I would have lost my way 1,000 times.
I never told him outright, but I doubt he will be surprised. I think he may have suspected it even, some time ago.
If he suspected it, he never said anything.
He is more observant than I often give him credit for. I believe he sees us as we are, and as we hope to be. We can wait to tell him. Give it a few days, when the feasting is over and everything is settled.
Agreed. I have waited long enough for you, and you for me. What is another few days?
The blink of an eye. Shall we find our way back to the wedding? Bridget might give another speech. We must not miss that.
About that, I have not understood a single word of hers since Gloucestershire.
Really? I find she speaks beautifully. With poetry, even.
Are you kidding?
Am I? Come, we should go.
Hytham, I have the codex pages you asked for. 6 in total.
Ah, wonderful. We have so little writing from the original Hidden Ones. This will grow our understanding immeasurably. These documents may have been inked by the founders of the Hidden Ones, in fact. But their names are unknown to us. Lost to history. A deliberate choice on their part, I think. I'm hoping these documents shed some light on that mystery.
I could not say. They're written in a language I do not understand.
You know, the black market merchant Reda has an old piece of writing from the same era as the codex pages you found. Speak with him if you are curious to see it.
Salutations!
Reda, Hytham says you have an old piece of writing from the early Hidden Ones.
Oh, that old scrap? Yes, it's just a short letter from one Hidden One to another. One of my rarest artifacts.
How did it find its way to you?
A friend gave it to me for safekeeping. Bayek was his name. Egyptian fellow. Very kind. Haven't seen him in a long time. A very long time. Anyway, the letter is written in Demotic, so it may not mean much to you, but you're free to have a look.
Warning, my beloved. I have heard numerous tales now of a secret codex circulating among the acolytes of our bureaus, both within and without the Empire of Augustus, called the Magus Codex. It names you directly as one of the founders of the Hidden Ones, apart from putting your life in danger. It flies in the face of what we have tried to achieve with our brotherhood. We are justice seekers who shun the light of praise for our good works, and who must live in the shadows of our triumphs. Should you see any pages of this codex, I advise you.
right there?
Yes, hello. I do not mean to intrude, but I am looking for someone.
And who would that be then?
I do not know exactly.
Well, that'd be why you ain't found him. But you're free to pass the time just here if you like.
Thank you.
These are soul cakes, love. Do you know soul cakes?
I do, I enjoy them.
They're small things, size of a lumpy fist, so they'll bake fast. Keep your eyes sharp.
And the butter, do I baste them?
No need, love. We leave the butter for meal time.
I look forward to it.
Right then. I'll leave you to this. If you need me, I'll be doing the washing up next door.
Quite a step down from your former work, Lord.
As their guest, I volunteer to help with the daily chores. They offer me a bed, I tend the cakes.
Do they not feel strange giving orders to their king? Or do they know?
That knowledge would benefit no one.
I read your message. You went through a great deal of trouble to obscure yourself as this poor soldier of Christ. As I remember, you even sent yourself one of these letters in Winchester. A clever touch.
The Order wanted me dead. I had to be careful.
You said you knew nothing about the Order then. Pled ignorance. But you knew everything. Their names. Their schemes.
Would you join me for a walk? You look well, Eivor.
I am. The wars have ended, and my settlement thrives.
The wars have not ended. You have simply stopped fighting. But men are brewing plots in mead halls and bedrooms. You will see.
And how are you, Aelfred? Getting used to the idea of being unremarkable?
I am well. Better than I expected. In this exile, I have found a somewhat nourishing peace. Each morning I am awakened by the sun and growling cormorants. I bathe in the chilly water of the marsh. I eat from shrubs and drink from buckets. It is a good life. Simple. Blessed. I've never been so far west. I find it quite peaceful here. Calming.
I have traveled a long way to hear one name, Aelfred. Who is the Order's Grand Magister?
Tell your shadowy friends that England is swept clean. Your work is done.
You?
Grand Magister was not a title I desired. It passed to me on the death of my brother. From my father before him. Defilers of God's majesty and grandeur. I was their master, and I loathed them. With Goodwin, I set a plan in motion to destroy the Order from within. But my troubles with the Danes delayed that plan.
But your trouble with this Dane is what led to their demise.
You are Norse, are you not?
You have a good ear.
I owe you my thanks, Eivor. For that, I give you this. The key to my study. That you may better understand the good you have done. With the Order all but destroyed, you have made room for a greater idea. One to take its place. A universal divine order, inspired by God for the betterment of man.
With a poor fellow soldier at its head.
You have saved England, whether or not that was your intent. Now let England save you.
England is no more, Lord. You are the last of her kings, and yet you have no kingdom.
Look around you. God's works are wondrous. They cannot be ignored, nor resisted. In time, all those who accept God will flourish, and all those who defy him
will fall away. Should you remain in England, you too will one day be her subject.
Oh, bloody crumbs! The cakes are burnt! Where is that man? Young man, where have you gone?
That may have earned me a night of washing linens. I do not know if we shall meet again, Eivor. God willing we will. As one lord to another, perhaps. I'm coming, my lady. I'm here.
Aelfred gave me a key to unlock his study. Somewhere in Winchester.
Oh dear, look at them little balls of soot!
Good lady, forgive me,
No map. And we'll begin again.
Direct me and I will obey.
Sure!
Ja!
I should talk to Hytham about my next targets.
Go!